Hey everyone, this is Philip at Shibuya, and normally I would be talking to you from Vegas maybe. Unfortunately that hasn't been possible this year, so you're just gonna have to do with my little home studio. But I still have some content that I wanted to show you, so let's get right into it. I am proud to introduce to you the brand new Ultima CP Pro. The Ultima CP Pro sights incorporate the polygonal carbon extension that was first introduced on the RC Pro sights. So it gives you improved vibration resistance, but it also has a improved and redesigned mount. So the Bowmount has an improved mounting mechanism with a larger knob that locks the carbon extension with a circular chamfer. So it has better repeatability when it comes to front and back adjustment. And also it has a 90-degree carbon rib on the back of the carbon extension that gives you better repeatability and a more stable lock on the bow mount itself. But that's not all the Ultima CP Pro has to offer. We also have a brand new front detach block. So you can see the windage block is a little longer because it incorporates that detach mechanism. And how you unlock it is you have this little locking knob on the side here, and you just unscrew this. And then it comes loose, and it has a clamp that is made up of a polygonal dovetail on each side. So it's not a single screw that pushes down, and it doesn't rest on that single screw, and it's much more reliable and stable lock than conventional quick detach mechanisms. And there's a few reasons why you would want a quick detach mechanism in a compound sight, and it's been one of our most requested features for a long time. The first reason that you would want this is if you're using multiple scopes. So people use the same sight for 3D shooting, for indoor shooting, for outdoors, and they tend to use different size scopes for that. So on a target bow, you would want a small scope that fits perfectly over the target and you can frame the target just right. But on a 3D bow, you would want to see the entire animal, right? So you know where you're aiming on that particular animal if you don't have an orange dot on there. So in order to facilitate this usage of multiple scopes, we have incorporated this quick detach mechanism, and it lets you keep the second and third axis adjustments as well as the windage. So everything is in front of that detach block, so you don't need to reset your settings if you're using a different scope. So that's a very nice system to have on your bow. And also the front detach mechanism allows you to leave your main X-Lock slider on the sight, so you don't have to reset your vertical sight adjustments, your elevation setting every time you're going back to the shooting line. The second big new feature on the Ultima CP Pro sights is the integrated mounting system on the windage block. It now has 3 mounting positions. So it used to be 2 on the Ultima CPX 2 sights, and it has 3 now to allow for a larger range of adjustments without having to pull out that scope rod holder. So if you're pulling out that scope rod to the full of its extent, you will put more torque on the actual windage block itself, and that might lead to excessive play. It might rattle out the windage unit earlier than it needs to. So this keeps the scope rod holder closer inside the windage block, and you don't have to pull it out as much, and it's a more stable lock, and it's less prone to rattle loose from vibration. And then the last feature that I want to show you on the Ultima CP Pro sights is you can see it on the side of the elevation bar. There are laser engraved sight scales now. So you have a metal plate that is actually very nicely recessed into the elevation bar, And you can exchange these. The Ultima CP Pro comes with 15 different sight scales, a blank plate, and of course the standard sight scale that you can see on this side here. On the other side, you will be able to see one of the custom sight scales. So obviously you would fit these to your particular setup. So you're gonna shoot your main sight settings, and you're gonna find the engraved plate that is closest match to your particular sight settings, and then you can just screw it on there. The 4-inch elevation bar has multiple mounting positions for the sight scales, so you can actually move it down, up and down a little bit to make sure that you're getting exactly that range of adjustment that you need. The Ultima CP Pro sights feature a 1032 threaded scope attachment that has a 5/16 cutout. So if you're using a scope with a 5/16 cutout, like our Oculus scopes and many other competitor products, they will fit perfectly on this sight. They mount with a standard 1032 thread. Both of these features are pretty much industry standards by now, so you won't have an issue fitting your scope onto the sight. With the Ultima Oculus scope, of course, you will have the perfect fit. Looks great on it. It has this really great anti-glare coating, and it has all the features that you need, multiple sight light attachments, sunshades, and it looks great on the sight. Obviously, the Ultima CP Pro has the 2nd and 3rd axis adjustments with slotted screws. There's 2 screws, if you can see that, on the front and on the bottom, and they have a little slot in them, so you can adjust that sight to where you need it. And they're locked with Nord-Lock interlocking washers. They're great against vibration. You don't need to clamp down on those screws and risk stripping them out or popping off the heads. It also has our proven Tri-Lock scope mounting system that sits in a V-shaped groove and gets pushed down with these adjustment screws on the top here. That has been performing really, really well for us, has been very popular with our archers, and it also features the flat shelf indicator that was found on the CP X2 sights as well. The Ultima CP Pro comes in 4 colors, so that's black, blue, red, and we have a brand new gunmetal silver option that looks really, really nice. And that is the main features of this brand new Ultima CP Pro sight. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. I will be happy to make sure to answer those. And the Ultima CP Pro sights are available to order now from our distributors and dealers all over the world. They are already shipping, so if you place an order with your dealer now, it won't be long until they come in. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day, and tune in again. We will have some feature rundowns of the new products for you shortly.